Indeed, indeed, indeed. Welcome to LRFC, people. Please do me a favor and hit that subscription button, notification button, like button, all that good stuff. Another day, another day of no transfer. We're going to be discussing that. I've got a special guest, one of the guys on the chat. He's always helping me out on there. And he's one of the, um, one of the best people that I know on YouTube, you know what I mean? And I've met him before in Jamie Phillips's channel, and he, if you look at other channels, he always helps out and comes on help, contributes on the chat as well. So, yeah, we're gonna be talking about that. We're gonna obviously talk about the press conference. Hopefully, I'm gonna bring it up if it comes on, if it doesn't freeze, if you know what I mean, because I'm getting this freezing nonsense at the moment. I think I need a new computer anyway. So, okay, we're gonna discuss obviously Liverpool. I want to see from his opinion what he thinks about the things that's going on at Liverpool Football Club, and we'll share it with you guys. So let's do this, people. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do this. Where am I? Hello, bro. How you been, man? How you been? It's been a while, man.
Yo, Fozzy, how you doing? Hope you're good. Hope you're good.
I'm good, brother. I'm good. Let me bring on your name. I keep putting JK on there, but I forgot to put the names on it. Yeah, how's everything with you, bro? Like, how's life and everything like that? And are you still doing, YouTube, or have you stopped recently? Or anything like that?
Yeah, I've not really been doing. I think I sold my PC recently, so I don't really have the facilities to do it properly. And I don't know. I just kind of lost a little bit of the thing to do it, to be honest. And I kind of took a step back, to be honest. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah, listen, it is what it is, isn't it? Things don't always go the way you want it, but you can come out of it in a good way eventually, innit, brother? So that's the most important thing, man. There's a lot of stuff happening in it behind the scenes with other teams as well. Arsenal are going to sign that Moreno, aren't they? From the team we couldn't sign the player from, if you know what I
Mm,
mean.
the Man
What do you think of
City.
that? What do you think of that? Like Arsenal strengthening every single time, and we're not doing anything at the moment.
Yeah, it's very frustrating, Fozzy, to be honest. I'm kind of getting tired of it. Like it's like you're just repeating the same things over and over again, and these guys in charge of the club don't care. So it's like you're just shouting at the clouds
Mm.
because these guys they all care about business, and we're just like I don't know if you saw that we signed like some youngster today.
Yeah,
Uh,
I'm not
probably
paying attention to someone that's not gonna, be in the first team. You know what I mean? What is the actual point? Us wasting our time looking at that. You know what I mean, bro? It's
yeah.
frustrating, mate. It's really frustrating. Like it's like they're intentionally taking the piss out of our fan base. You know what I mean? Doing things like that. Where is the actual signings, man? That's gonna change, the things on the pitch. While we watching, youngsters signing every single time. We've got like, what's important here, Reverend? That's what I want to know from you, bro. What is the most important thing here? Are we losing our identity? Are they taking the piss out of us? What do you think, bro?
It's a difficult thing to understand. I don't know if it's because you know as much as I was kind of critical of Klopp, and I thought you kind of thought at the time he was part of the problem because as when he was in charge of the club. So even as a fan, you know that Klopp can't say anything, but it's frustrating at the same time because you know that so much was going on while he was there.
Yeah.
But now it's like he's gone. It's even worse. Like he maybe was the one that was like enabling the little scraps that we got, and now that he's gone, it's like we've got nothing. Like there's no ambition from the owners, and it's just like they will do whatever they can and get away with, and just to get top four. And it's just like, as a fan, it's just disgusting, honestly, to just be sitting here and having to witness all this. To be honest,
Yeah, it's a lack of ambition that's frustrating people, brother. You know what I mean? We should be, we're one of the most elite clubs and we're acting like a small club, you know what I mean, at the same time, Reverend. And how much more can a fan base take it? I mean, what do we have to do? Take it to the streets and, wake people up? Like, I really don't know. I really don't know. But let me get to the chats as we go on, brother. Yeah.
yeah, go on.
Please don't forget to like and subscribe, people. If you're new, please just do that for us. If you're on other social media such as Twitch and X, please come to the YouTube channel, subscribe. Appreciate that. So we're trying to get to 2,000, as everybody knows. Yes, Steve, big up, Steve. Let's go, champ, as he always says. I got John Conway is there. Yes, John Conway as always. Thank you, brother. Scottish Bear, get the comments through, guys. You know what I mean? This is what we're here for you guys. Yes, Nick, big up, brother, big up. I like, like the chats are going in, and that's what we need, and we need their opinion as well as from us as well. You know what I mean, Reverend?
So we need
Yeah,
it.
you guys do a special thing for me over here. So in return, that's the least I can do. Get you guys on here, and we chat about it together on a regular basis. You know what I mean, brother? So that's what it's all about, man. Yeah, let me just see what Steve's said. Steve's not seeing you for Frank's show. Yes. Yeah, big up Daryl. Big up Daryl, man. Big up, brother. Big up, brother. Difficult times at the moment. Big up, brother. Yeah, so Revenant, as you know, we're selling players. we're getting nothing in return, yeah. What's your opinion on that at the moment, bro? Like with the transfers, like Sepp Vandenberg is going to Brentford. We're selling to Brentford all the time. That's what we're doing at the moment. There's 2 players that's gone to Brentford. Are you happy with both of them going, or is it? Are you okay with the finance that's coming through? But what's going to happen with the finance? Are we going to spend it, or are we not? That's the question.
Yeah, it's. I'm happy with the sales because we got decent prices for them, and like the players that we've sold are not like, they're not gonna destroy our season or they're not gonna completely destroy the squad or whatever. But it's kind of like bittersweet because like if you're not gonna replace them with anybody at all, then like it's like what's the point of selling them? It's like then we're gonna hear the excuses of we got the money saved for next summer, but then next summer comes and we'll hear the same excuses again, and or they will do something, but they'll go cheap still, and we won't
Yeah,
get the players that we really deserve. Like
yeah,
it's like I don't know. I'm it's like getting. I think before when we were on the Klopp, when we actually used the money when we sold well, I feel like it's a bit more exciting when we sold players, but
yeah.
for more value than they were. But now it's like it's not really anything to be excited about at the moment, to be honest.
Yeah, you're spot on, bro. The lack of ambition is what's driving people crazy at the moment. And with the fan base, bro, they don't know if they're coming or going. If you know what I mean, like there's 2 sides to the fans. There's some that support them, and there's some that's against them. If you know what I mean, the ownership that is. Even yesterday, I was arguing with one of the guys in Spaces, and you know what they say, bro? Like FSG don't know nothing about football, so you can't blame them for the issues that we're having. I said they've been here for 14 years. You don't know nothing about your business. And I mean, like, Reverend, like, how can you be in a business and you don't know like what's the ins and outs of your
Yeah,
business? How can you? It doesn't. Does that make sense to you, Reverend? Like when people
you,
say
you,
that
you,
they don't know
you
nothing about
don't.
football, isn't that alarming when
Yeah,
people say that?
yeah, you don't get a pass because you don't know about something. You can't just go into business and then just be just like you at the top hold your hands up. I don't know anything about it, so just let the
Mm,
people destroy it at the bottom. It's like it doesn't make any sense. Like, and I just don't think that holds credence because I think like even if you don't know, like Todd Bowley hasn't got a clue, but he still releases the funds.
yeah,
There's still some type of ambition there. It's hot. It's the club is a mess, and he hasn't got any idea about structure,
yeah,
but he is still releasing the money. So, like, if John released some money at least, then we couldn't have that argument. They could have that argument, but if he's not even like releasing any money, and it's like you can't just hold your hands up and let everything go up in flames up underneath you. It's like it's gonna come back on you.
Oh, 100%. You know what I mean? I've never seen a billionaire that doesn't know where his money is going. I mean, even if there's a Liverpool account, as they said to me yesterday, they said, yeah, it's the people that's running the other people are running the business for him. Like, I said,
Yeah,
like, there's no way if I have a business, brother, I'll let people run it for me and I don't know the ins and outs of my business. There's no way. They can't be. You know
yeah,
what I mean? It's impossible for you. Then you're a foolish billionaire because they could rob you from, from like behind your
yeah,
back and all that stuff.
exactly.
You know what I mean? And yeah, it's crazy, man. Like you've been here for what was it 14 years? You don't know your business. You don't know what football is all about. You haven't learned anything about football. You know what I mean? That's just wrong. Then that's, in my opinion, Raven, like, that's alarming. If you know what I mean, like
Yeah,
if the owner doesn't know anything about football, he doesn't know nothing about the football club. That's an alarming thing because it shows why we basically what I'm trying to say is a mirror image of the ownership. Then isn't it? If that's true, what they're
yeah,
saying. He doesn't know enough about football. FSG don't know nothing about football. That's what they said to me. So if it's like that, that means what we're seeing right now is a mirror image of the ownership. Then the lack of ambition, the lack of signings, and making the fan base think twice about them at the moment. If you know what I mean, does that make sense? What I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah. It's like in 14 years, if you're not bothered enough to learn anything about football and get yourself acquainted with like what football's about and get yourself involved, like
Yeah,
why would we ever believe anything's ever going to change?
exactly,
Like
bro.
it's always going to be we're always going to be questioning ambition, and I think like maybe at some point the fans might cause an uproar and he gets scared and he'll put some money in or we win something. But then what's
Yeah,
the guarantee that he'll just go back into his shell again and then he won't maintain it? Like that's always going to be the issue. Will he
exactly,
ever
bro.
like care enough to keep it going?
100%. FSG in top red saying on Twitter today the money has been made available to buy players, but the players Edwards and Hughes Ward ones ain't available or overpriced. FSG don't want to spend. There you go, bro. Like, how can you go into the season? We've got no players through the door. That's number one. How can you go into the season with a lack of preparation? That's number two. You know what I mean? So, what's your actually intentions of the season? Are you here to challenge for a title? Are you here to finish in top four? Are you here to finish below top four? What are you actually giving your new manager? Because every new manager, when they come in, the first thing you do is get him signings right, Rivernight. You don't really put.
Yeah.
It's the way they put in poor Arne Slot. Is like they're just putting him to the wolves, aren't they? They just anything that goes wrong now, a lot of people are going to turn on Arne Slot. So
Yeah.
he needs to get things right at the moment on the pitch with the limited squad that he has and the injury-prone squad that he has.
Yeah, I can't. It's honestly it's heartbreaking for me because I want to watch the press conference and I'm assuming you
Yeah, we're
said you're
gonna
gonna
watch it together. We're gonna watch it together. Don't worry.
yeah, and I watched some of it, but I just feel bad because like it's not fun to watch because he's literally having to defend the owners,
Yeah.
and it's like we know who the real
Doesn't this remind you of something before him?
it's deja vu, man. Yeah,
I'm
it's
telling
like
you, bro. Deja vu
oh
the second time, bro. The second time, mate. Like poor Klopp, man. Look what you had to go through. Remember when people actually, they were blaming Klopp for all this mess, and we had to defend Klopp all these years. Now you can see it wasn't Klopp all along. They're selling players, bro, just to finance, transfers. Shouldn't like what have you done in the last what is it 8 9 years when we was winning all those titles? Where's that money going? We haven't made that many marquee signings. We haven't spent money other than what we had to sell players. You know what I mean? It just doesn't make any sense, Reverend. I really don't get it, bro. I really don't get it. But let's watch the press conference and then we could just make out whatever out of it, if you know what I mean, brother. Let me take the
yeah, go
names
on.
out. Yeah. Because I haven't heard nothing. I'm new to it, just you are. Yeah. Sorry, bro. I've got a computer that's just, got a mind of his own.
Yeah, I don't know if that's me, Fuzzy, but I can't hear it. I don't know if the
Oh,
back.
sorry, sorry. My bad, my bad, my bad. I think it's my side. 1 second, guys. 1 second. It's my bad. My bad, my bad. Let me get it right, guys. Yeah. I gotta do it from here.
You the computer now, yeah.
It's from here. I have to
Looking
do it from
forward
here,
to
innit?
it, but I'm looking
Can you hear
forward
it
to
now?
every game.
There we go.
Yeah. There you go.
Perfectly on time, 9 o'clock.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good to see you. How are you?
All good.
All good. All good.
All good.
4:30 Sunday is a very big moment, I guess, for you. Your Anfield career as Liverpool manager begins. Just wonder how much you're looking forward to it and what you're expecting.
It's not going to be the first taste because we played Sevilla already, but it's clear that it's the first league game at Anfield, and looking forward to it. But I'm looking forward to every game I've played in the past as a manager, and also to this one.
It's going to be a big crowd, probably twice as big as the one you played in front of last Saturday. How do you manage the nerves? Are you a nervous manager?
I hope they are twice as loud as the Ipswich crowd, because the Ipswich crowd was really, really, really loud. So I'm hoping the fans can be twice as loud then as the Ipswich ones. That would be a big help for us. But no, I'm not nervous at all. Certainly not at this moment because I'm in the middle of preparation.
Sorry, man. It's bit. It's not
Yeah,
clear
well,
now.
Prepare the
Much
team
better now.
for Sunday, and actually, no, nerves are not there.
Not even at 4:25 on Sunday.
No, it wouldn't be a good thing. If you've got nerves, then probably you don't trust what you did before. You just don't trust your team. And I trust what we as a staff do during the whole week to prepare the team in the best possible way. And I trust the team a lot as well, again on Sunday.
I know you've been asked in recent weeks about new signings, and obviously you've been reluctant to talk about them. Mamardashvili, is that a deal that's done or very close to being done?
I think you know already the answer. So if a deal is done, then you will hear from us. Until that moment, we don't speak about transfers or players that are not ours.
You don't seem worried at all by any lack of activity.
No, because I trust the team. And I've said many times before, I inherited a real good team, a team of many young players as well. And I think we all know that especially young players can develop at the ages they're on at the moment. So we just try to work as hard as we can with them. And we trust them a lot. And they've proven last week that they earned this trust. And I'm hoping that they show the same on Sunday again.
Good luck. Enjoy the day.
Thank you. I will.
Just going on from that theme, there was such a difference in terms of the first half performance versus the second half performance. How do you feel you are getting on in terms of being able to explain to the players what it is you want from them, and then buying into that?
I think we're on a good track, if that's the way to say it. So, but we have to understand that some of them are only here for 3 weeks, and there's quite a large part of our group is with us for 3 weeks. So, and it's not only about us; it's also about the opponent, what they bring into the game. And I think I said it before that Ipswich put a lot of energy in the first half to make it really difficult for us, and or we stepped up, or Ipswich were not able to keep bringing the same energy in the second half. And I think it was a bit of both. And we got a bit more space, and then you can see how well these boys can play. But there's still a lot of work to do. But it was a good first step, especially the second half.
What did you think of the first game, Riverlight? Like in regards to the way we was playing, bro?
Yeah, and the first game, I would say it was a decent game overall because, one bad half with a new manager is kind of, or one iffy half was kind of expected, but the second half was very good. But of course, the usual gripes of finishing as per usual, which I had my problems with last season. Same old players with that. But I think overall, I liked how the team played. A few iffy performances from some players, but I was generally happy with it. Yeah, how we played against Ipswich.
It was a game of two halves, wasn't it? Like the first half was a bit iffy. You know, what I mean, we didn't really create a lot of chances. I don't think we created any chance. I can't remember anyway. And the passing was going astray. I think, like he said, we was losing the battle. Remember what I used to say, Ravana? I said, we're nice on the pitch. We're nice off the pitch. We're just a nice team. We're not aggressive enough. I always used to, go back to that. And finally, there's a manager that actually can see what I've been saying. And he said that like, we're losing the duels. In order for you to win the game, you have to win your duels from the front to the middle to the back, don't you? And that's what we was missing in that first half. If you look at the second half, how did we come back and play the way we did? Is because we dominated the possession, first of all, and second of all, we didn't lose our duels, and third of all, the passes were going straight to the players. You know what I mean? This is what I get angry about. Our players, majority of the time, they lose battles on the pitch because they're nervous when the ball's next to their legs. You know what I mean? So as soon as someone's pressuring them, they just kick it to the opponents, which leads to a chance for the other team to score. Or if you know what I mean.
No, yeah, I agree, and I think the duels thing will be a bit of a problem during the season if we don't get a six, because we don't have that type of player in the midfield. That's more of a rough kind of like you can go around and get in a hard tackle or whatever. And the problem is that because of what Arne Slot wants a more like pass controller type.
Yeah,
it's very hard to get that with the the grit behind it as well, because Rodri is obviously that type, but they're so rare. Usually, if you get like a controller type, they normally lean towards the controller side.
Yeah.
And the physicality is usually a bit lacking, but they could sometimes get away with it in other leagues, right? But Premier League is always difficult.
Yeah, 100%, bro. You're spot on. You're spot on everything. And Reverend Light spitting cold hard facts from Steve. Yes, brother. Yes, he is. He says, Reverend Light, how do we get FSG to sell LFC?
Well, that's not an easy question to answer, because as Fonzie was saying earlier, with our fan base how it is, and the delusion in it, like, you got to imagine what type of stuff you'd have to do to get those people to turn, or because I imagine quite a bit of the local fan base are probably still backing them, so it would take something quite spectacular, to be honest, to get them out. I imagine it would take a long amount of protest by quite a big majority, and then for them to realize that they can't keep just parroting the other side while being such a small minority. I think that would have to be really.
Spot on. Great one, mate. Great talk, bro. Big up for Z, one of the loyal Liverpool fans in the world. Keep it up. Thank you, brother. We're growing together, all of us, innit? If it wasn't for you guys, I wouldn't be still doing this on a regular basis. I'm waking up after work and doing this, guys. So there you go. Jurgen knew what was going on. Don't blame him walking away. Yeah, 100%, brother, 100%. FSD not spending on the squad. It's clear indication that FSG have zero ambition to challenge for trophies. Even Stevie Wonder can see this BS, but the local fans do see this. They are brainwashed. Yeah, listen, if you're getting free tickets, you're always gonna ignore the reality of life. You know what I mean? And if they wasn't getting those freebies, and like one lady said on the other show the other day, bootlickers, that's what she called them, River. The fans are bootlickers, you know what I mean? This is why they don't really stand up for the club anymore, and they are right. You know what I mean? That's what
Paid off for access. That's what they are.
Steve says Fozzie's computer has been hacked by FSG again. Yeah, mate, it's just slow mo, man. I'm gonna buy a new one. I've had enough. Big up Alexandra as always, man. Thanks for tuning in, brothers. Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, keep the comments coming in, guys. We're gonna keep going, man. We're gonna keep going. We've got an hour and a few minutes on this, so keep coming. Let's go.
And in making substitutions at half time, when you look at the quality of the bench that you've got, it must be great to see those options that you have. But in making sure that you are not afraid to make substitutions, are you partly learning more about the squad that you have, but also trying to create some competition?
Oh, I'm learning every day still about these players, about the individuals, and also how they cooperate with each other. So, for me, the last week was not only important.
Hang on, man. Oh God, there we go. Oh, my computer has been hacked. It has been hacked. He's right.
On Saturday, the Sunday was also really important.
Yeah, these Apple Mac computers. Yeah, they're the worst computers you could buy, man.
So there,
I'm gonna have to get a computer that's not Apple Mac going forward.
The ones that didn't play on Saturday were able to bring a really good training session in on Sunday, and I think that is that's a really important thing for a team as well, because we all know that we're going to need many of them during the season for a lot of game minutes, and they brought in a really.
He's saying about they need obviously the players for many minutes. Does he know what team he's got at the moment at Ravenite? Like, does he know that the players that we have, they're injury prone? You know what I mean? They're not going to be. Exactly I think he's forgetting that in the last 5 years, these players have been consistently injured. What's going to change, Ravenite? Please explain that to me.
Yeah, this is not Bayern or the Dutch league. This is not your old squad. You may want to have another. You may want to assess your squad again and remember who some of your players have been injured. And in the Premier League, the amount of the big teams, how many injuries they get. Like, the big teams get at least 10 injuries a season. Like, and they'll have like 10 injured players at one time. Like, we're not buying anyone, and we're selling our youngsters who came in last season and won us a cup. It makes absolutely no sense.
Yeah,
it just seems like he literally has to perform miracles, or we have to get luck extremely lucky.
Exactly,
And he had
brother.
to perform out of his skin.
100%. 100%. You're right.
Really good training session on Sunday, and that will help them and us for the rest of the season. And yes, I am still learning new things about the players, which is normal, because like I just said, with some of them I only work for 3 weeks, so still seeing new things from them.
You know what I've noticed, bro. Like, is it me or is he still playing the Jurgen Klopp formation with these players? What I've come out with is, after watching the Ipswich game and the Seville game, I was present in the Seville game. It looks like he's playing the way Jurgen Klopp was playing because, like he said, he hasn't spent time with these players. Hence why he's still got, Trent inverting and, doing practically the same formation as Jurgen Klopp. So it will take him time, I think, to implement his ideas and how he wants those players to play it. Because I'm 100% sure, Revenite, I don't think he's gonna be doing the inverted roles and all that stuff. I think it's just he's got his own formations, which is like 4-3-3 or double pivot, one in front, and a striker and a winger. So this is what I'm looking forward to, like in the next few weeks, because like he said, 3 weeks is not enough to put a formation, especially with players coming back from holidays and not fully fit as well, to put all that stuff in their head, if you know what I mean, brother.
Yeah. I think you're right. I think he probably I imagine he like trains them in a new system and then he like has them play in the other system for a little bit and then see how much of the game he can get them to play in his system for. But I think he understands that the Premier League maybe with players he hasn't worked with. Yeah, like you said, you can't just put it that quickly out and expect
Exactly.
for it to all go well. To be honest, yeah.
Yeah, Scottish Bear says it's commercial with FSG stance. We are overpriced. We are being overpriced for players, yet they are holding clubs to ransom with selling the youth fringe players. Pay the money if you want a player. 100%, bro. You know what I mean? You don't get players without paying, so you have to do by any means necessary. The ownership at the moment, from what people tell me, they just they let the club spend the money. Whatever the club earns, they let the club spend it, which I think is wrong, because in the last 4 to 5 years, I can't remember a lot of players coming in without us selling players first, if you know what I mean. So where's that commercial money? Where's that revenue? You know what I mean? All that stuff we're getting in from the outside for the club, yeah, Ravenite. Where is that money? You know what I mean? Each time there's a sponsorship, we talk about Nike and all these things coming in like Standard Charters and all these guys. There's never money coming in towards the football club, if you know what I mean, brother. Because it should be really, if you think about it.
It should, because like in reality, like Man United do a similar thing where they have
Yes, exactly, spot on. Yes, go carry on. I understand what you're saying now. Yeah,
and they hardly ever sell players for decent fees like we do. Yet they spend like way over what we do, and we're having to, nickel and dime over players for no apparent reason. Of course, like I think in the purchasing, I think it's less important that you are, more frugal with like how much you can save. Okay, maybe you can save a 5 million here or whatever occasionally. But I think it's more important when you're selling players that's important. So I don't get why they're so frugal in how they throw money to sign players, because I think I heard this the other day that like, why are we so cautious to spend money on an Allison replacement? Like, you think he's good enough to replace Allison in a couple of years, but you're arguing over 5 million. Like, it literally makes no sense.
You know what proved to me like these guys are not serious? It was that Lavia day. You remember Lavia last season when they every single time 40 million, 41 million, 42 million, but they were asking for 48 million, wasn't it? 48 million or something like that. But they kept on like putting a million up every single time, mucking about with it. They're not serious, bro. They're not serious, man. I think like when people put the prison bars, you know what I mean, on things. I think that's what we're behind. All of our fan base is behind the prison bars, man. Yeah, because like we can't say something like in regards to the ownership, the way they're behaving, because we're gonna have a lot of people turning on us. We just have to sit there and accept them just draining the club out. That's what they're doing, River Knight. They're draining our lives out, because at the end of the day, this is Liverpool Football Club. We're forgetting what this club represents, which is winning and championships within championships within championships. We're still the number one club in this country in regards to trophies. We're still the only club that dominated Europe and the league at the same time. No other club has ever done that. But yet we're acting like we're bloody Stoke City and things like that, bro. Like, what is going
Yeah,
on?
it's like it's very annoying to deal with all this like fan base throwing stuff in your face because you want to honor the history of the club, and one of our greatest managers who said finishing second isn't good enough. But I guess they don't want to hear about that. They just want to go back to the good vibes and just want to mention that FSG saved us a million times,
Yeah,
even though like it's not valid anymore. Like, and someone said this yesterday. It's like, how are we to know that someone else wouldn't have bought the club? Like, they act like FSG was the sole savior. How do you know someone else wouldn't have come and bought the club
yeah, I
at that
said that
point?
yesterday. Yeah, I
Yeah,
was talking about that yesterday actually, and I said, from what we've heard, there was a lot of interest, but we're forgetting the people that actually sold this club. They're rival fans. You know what I mean? They will sell you to the lowest bidder at the
yeah,
end of the day, or whatever it is, because they don't want their club, being overtaken again by Liverpool Football Club. We put people through nightmares back in the day. You know that, River Knight. If you
yeah,
learn about the history of the football club, you know what I mean?
exactly.
And unfortunately, we had a Chelsea fan in charge of the finance that time, and a Aston Villa fan. So what are they gonna do? Like, they're gonna sell you, to the richest owners? Of course they ain't. You know what I mean? They're rivals, man. There's rivalry that goes in this country, and you know that, Rob Knight. Like, there's too many
Yeah,
things like that goes on. So they will sell you to the meaty, people. Like, at the end of the day, there was Americans that actually got us in this trouble. You know what I mean? The two cowboys. And then you sell
yeah,
to another Americans that really don't do much in the transfer market. So you didn't really improve much, if you know what I mean. Yes, we won the league, but it's Jurgen Klopp that won us the league. You know what I mean, Jurgen Klopp's pedigree proves that whatever club he's at, he improves that club. And not only that, they're always, if you look at Dortmund, they're still going strong. I mean, they made the Champions League final last season with a meaty team, a meaty manager, because the foundation was set by Jurgen Klopp, if you know what I mean. So as he did here, he didn't leave us with a meaty team, did he? Like Ferguson did with Manchester United. He left us with an average age of 24. If you know what I mean. So it shows that guy what he does, wherever he is, like he just leaves his stamp there. And I'm gonna miss him, man. I'm gonna miss him because it's tough to take that. Don't get me wrong. I like Arne Slot. I like the way he is, but don't fall for the trap. You know what I mean, Robert Knight?
yeah. We can't fall for the trap because like uh, it's just without without the ambition from the owners, like you need a very special manager to make this squad able to win because
Mm.
like how many years have we been owners? What you said, 14 years, yeah. Like
14 years, bro.
and the amount of major trophies just tells you all you need to know. Like
One trophy of each, and that's it. You know what I mean? That's enough. We've got to wait another 10 years for the next, trophies.
don't worry, we were waiting for the Prem for 30 years so we can have one now. We can stop expecting things.
I'm telling you, bro. I'm really telling you. Alexander says can't be asked about the transfer. The fans are too patient. Yeah, 100%, bro. It's a mess, isn't it? It's an absolute mess. Rather only protest against FSG will get them to spend this on the squad or sell LFC. Local fans need to start this FSG out to protest. What do you think about that? Because I've said it. I don't. You was on the chat yesterday when I said, we've done a plane over the obviously the stadium. We've done a protest about other stuff in the past. What has been? What has? I mean, it hasn't really changed anything because they give you that apology. The apology, fake apology, and then they
That
go back to
awful
normality.
apology. Oh, yeah, no, it's a lot of this stuff doesn't get the job done. Like it has to go over like regular process, to be honest, unfortunately. But
Yeah,
like when you go over that line,
yeah,
it gives you that chance for people to go in at you because you crossed the line. Like I remember when the United fans stopped the game, like they got
yeah.
they got absolutely like butchered for that. but I think in the end it made the Glazers do something. But how that's looked upon by the rest of the fan base or society, it's like a very hard thing to gauge what we should do. And
Yeah.
yeah, like you said, local fans we'll wait and see how much before the camel's back is broken. But it seems like these guys will wait a hell of a long time before they wake up.
Yeah, they need a couple of slaps on the face to wake up, man. That's what they need, man. Steve says, Fozzie sorted his speaker out finally. Yeah, bro, it was StreamYard, man. They put some new stuff, yeah, and they put the ticks on there. And I was thinking, like, my mic, I just bought a new mic. How's it happening? Why is it happening again? So I took the ticks out and left the echo, like, the echo one on, and it's all right now. It's all right. Finally, man. No soul, 100%, bro. Fozzie and Ravenat, do you think Mo, Trent, and Van Dijk will stay or walk? What do you think of that about that, brother?
Oh, yeah, this is really tough. Like,
Mm.
I'm kind of edging towards walk right now because I don't know why they'd sign with no extra bodies coming in because they keep saying that they want bodies in and nobody's coming in.
Yeah.
So it feels like they'll walk, but maybe we might get one of them to stay, but I don't have faith that all three will stay, sadly.
Yeah, spot on, bro. Like you look at these players. You look at Mo, like he's at the latter stage of his career. You look at Van Dijk, latter stage of their career, and Trent is in hitting his prime right now. So, like, I'm assuming Mo wants trophies before he leaves. Obviously, England goes to Asia, obviously the Saudi Arabian league, and Van Dijk is he's playing all right, isn't he? He's still one of the best defenders in the world. I'm assuming he wants trophies as well. But if you don't show them any ambition, why would they sign a contract? It doesn't make any sense to me when I say that overnight. Especially Trent, when they talk about Trent, he could be leaving for Real Madrid. Would you be angry at Trent if he goes to Real Madrid? I won't be, because if you're showing no ambitions to this boy, he wants to become one of the best players in the world, and he wants trophies behind that. If you're not showing him that, why should he actually stay, bro? I don't understand why people have a go at players for that.
Yeah, you can't really like if you like a boyhood club affiliation will only last so long. Like you can't just have a player of that potential just sitting in a team that's not doing anything,
Yeah.
and the owners are just lying through their teeth, and he's seeing all the PR and whatever spin every year, and nothing happens, and it's like they will just say what they need to the media, and eventually like
Mm.
they're just gonna boil over behind the scenes.
Exactly, bro. Yeah. Listen, man. You're spot on about that stuff, man. The days of loyalty to football clubs is disappearing quick, and people don't even realize that. Like, look at the way we're behaving now as fans. You know what I mean? We don't even have ambitions anymore in our football club. Why would you want players to remain at a football club that has no ambitions? It doesn't make any sense. If you know what I mean, it's crazy stuff,
No,
man. It's crazy stuff. Abdul says, do FSG board Michael Edwards, Richard Hughes, Arne Slot want to win the league with this squad? I don't think so, because if you want to win a league, you got to sign players. You know what I mean, we've got weak areas. I mean, we've got injury-prone players that we're going into the season with. So if those injury-prone players get injured, we've got problems, because we've got no suitable replacement for those players that's with similar qualities or just below. So last season, the reason we didn't win the league is because those injury-prone players got injured at the wrong time of the season, and there was about 10 games to go. All we had to do is win those 10 games. So I think we lost to Crystal Palace at home, and after that, we just became irrelevant, because a lot of players got injured. You know what I mean? So yeah, man, we need more than what the maximum that we need is probably 3 players, like a centre back, a DM, and probably an attacking midfielder. You know what I mean? On the wings or something like that. That's what we need to make this team challenge for a league title or Champions League. We're forgetting we're in a lot of trophies this season as well. We're not just doing Premier League like last season. We're in the Champions League this season, and the Champions League format has changed. So it's going to be, isn't it more games, rather night? I think this time as well.
All games is like league format, yeah.
There you go, bro. There you go. There you
Yeah,
go,
no,
bro.
that question, do they want to win the league? Of course, because that gets them more money. Will they do everything they can to win it? No. Will they care if we don't win it? No.
Mm.
That's the difference. The other teams, will do everything they can to win it,
Yeah.
and they do care. But
Yeah.
yeah,
big up, JK, man. Thanks for yesterday, brother. Big up, LFC Aaron, man. Always, brother. Always,
yeah.
always, always. Let's continue, and then we finish off afterwards.
There we go.
Joe Gomez, do you feel like his head's in the right place for this weekend?
Yeah, it's been in the right place for 3 weeks. So he's worked really hard since he came back, but he didn't play a lot at the Euros. When he came back and in the first sessions, he couldn't train the whole session, so we had to manage his load a bit, and that was also the reason why he wasn't in the team last Sunday. But this week he had a good week, so in terms of load, how much he could do with the team. So yeah, he's one of the players that I see new things from and learn things what I see from him, also combined with other players.
What about Joe Gomez, brother? What do you think about that? Him asking to leave the football club finally.
Yeah, this is very confusing because you got the manager saying that, oh, you know, he's okay now. We've got him in training and all that, but it's like in the media, all we hear is we're trying to sell him off. Like how can we trust anything the manager says? It seems.
You see, it's called flip flopping, isn't it? Because 1 minute you guys don't put him in the squad because he asked to leave, and next minute you're saying he's training well and you know he's going to be in contention and all that stuff. So it's flip flopping, isn't it? But we know he wants to leave, bro. Like he wants first team football at the end of the day. Is he right? What he did? Because I honestly think under Klopp he wouldn't have done that. Because you know these guys had too much loyalty to Klopp for them to do things like that.
That's true. I don't think he would have done it under Klopp, or if he did, it wouldn't have come out the way it did.
Yeah,
he would have said it to him behind the scenes, and he would have just been sold without any word. But I think you're right. I think because it's a new manager and the board's changed so much, he's just like, well, I'm going to seize this opportunity and finally get out so I can get some playing time. Because I think we've always heard the murmurings that he wants to play more. I think it was a year or two ago.
It's not the club's fault, is it? If you're injured every single time, you know what I mean? You have long-term injuries. We nurtured this guy through like horrific injuries, actually injuries that could end your career, brother. And we've done all we can, you know what I mean? We try to play him as a centre-back. He's not very good at centre-back. Don't get me wrong, he's a Premier League winner. We're forgetting about that, guys. Joe Gomez was the Premier League winner with Van Dijk at the back. Them two actually won us the Premier League. It wasn't like someone else, a Matip in between, if you know what I mean. But Joe Gomez did play majority of those games that season. We won the league. So, but after that horrific injury that he had when he done his knee in the England camp, he hasn't been the same, has he, bro? Like it's been taking him a while, like to get into the rhythm of his game. But as a fullback, I think he's much better as a fullback than an actual centre back, in a way.
Yeah, he is. For me, he's better as a fullback now. I feel like we won't. Maybe in a lesser team, he can be an okay centre back, but I don't think at a top club he can be a centre back. Yeah, I think he's. You know, he reminds me very much of different players, but they do the same thing. He reminds me of Ben White, who was a centre back in the lower club, and then he came to Arsenal and he couldn't cut it, so they moved him to the fullback. And it's kind of similar with Joe Gomez. And with the us backing him through injuries, I think this happens to a lot of players. It's maybe it isn't right, but I think players are always, thinking of themselves or like selfishly. They like even if the club helps them, they kind of like they tunnel vision on what's best for them a lot of the time. And they forget, what the club's done for them.
100%, bro. Abdul says players that LFC are interested in will go elsewhere. Well, if you're not showing them anything, what do you expect players to do? You know what I mean? They're not gonna like wait around and hope that you're gonna challenge for titles and all that stuff. They've got ambitions, man. Some players come for money. You know, the reason players go for Man United is for money reasons. It's not for actually winning the league or anything like that, because they're never gonna be part of that. Especially with the manager that they got at the moment. He hasn't got that aura about him that he's going to challenge for league titles. Let him win the FA Cup here and there. That's great. Whoop-de-doo. But the major trophies are the Champions League and the Premier League. If you can't get that, then you shouldn't really, especially at Man United, you shouldn't really be talking as well. So
yeah, they go to Man United for either, you said probably primarily it's wages, and secondly it's playing time, because a lot of these teams, they won't get in the first team straight away. So they go, oh, United, I'm definitely going to be playing. That's what happened with Euro. where
Mhm.
we couldn't guarantee him starting, even though we should, because if you want the player, like tell him he's going to be a first team player, give him the opportunity. If he's
Exactly.
better than the ones you already have, then they will have to fight with him for the space, and then you get the player that you need in. But this
Spot
is
on.
this is how we work backwards, man, in our club, man. It seems like we do have to wait.
Isn't that bad negotiations when you're telling a player like that? All you have to do is tell him like fight for your position. You get the first team spot, and if you're good enough, you play.
Exactly.
It's amateur. It's amateurism, man. If they go into the things like that, yeah, we want to sign you, but you're not gonna play. You know what I mean? What kind of nonsense is that? You know what I mean? Like, come on, you don't say things
Yeah,
like that.
we got Richard Hughes now messing up every deal, so I'm on this now with him as well.
That is poor, man. Oh, damn, man. Bring Jurgen back, man. At least he could negotiate with players. Goodness gracious me. Even Steven Gerrard, that's what he used to do back in the day. He used to be the negotiator between players and a manager, innit? Crazy stuff, man.
CVD and you have to negotiate.
Your player. Oh man. Abdul says players will run contract down and leave on a free. Well, it doesn't affect FSG because majority of their players that they had in the past, they all run their contracts down and left. You know what I mean, as long as they get that wage bill off their, accounts, they're fine, man. I mean, they're not paying anyone anymore. At least they got money left.
Like you said, all that commercial stuff, that's what's covering that. If they leave, they don't have to recoup that. So it's all the money that's going nowhere is there continuously.
Steve says, lads, let's do a GoFundMe page for FSG to sign players. Well, we did that for the plane, innit? So why not, man? Anything is possible. Let's embarrass them. Like many people say, what could make FSG react? It's bad PR, innit? They don't like that. So if we could take the piss with something like that, it'd be brilliant, man. It'd be absolutely brilliant.
So why don't we do a GoFundMe to sign the players ourselves, and we just put them on the training ground broadcast.
That'd be brilliant. Actually, that'd be brilliant. Liverpool fans have done all they can to get the players. You know, they are signing the players. It's not even the team anymore. They can't trust FSG. Headlines, breaking news.
Take it in our own hands. Yeah.
It'll be us in it, shaking the players' hands, holding the scarf, holding the shirt. You know what I mean?
We'll be LFC 2F. Liverpool Fan Football Club.
Oh man, FSG board have no ambition. We know that, bro. We know that, man. We know that. There was more than one bid to buy LFC, and FSG bid was the lowest of the other bids. Yeah, there you go. Think about that for a minute. Yeah, like I said, the people that's selling the club don't even support the club. So what do you want us to do? Yay, Angel! John Denver Hill will appear on a video and apologize. How many times we see that before? Every time we protest, every time we say no to ticket sales, no to Super League, no to Project Big Picture, he comes out of nowhere. I'm sorry. The way he talks. Shut up, man. I mean, get out of my face.
The next video for us is going to be John Henry in a room full of water, saying, "Don't worry, next summer we'll give you a war chest again."
It's Paul, man. I can't believe we're talking like this, man. I really can't.
So it's been a good week for him and for us till now.
And the club have done some notable business with Brentford this window. Just wondering how much admiration you have for their model and how they go about things on the pitch as well.
For Brentford, you mean? I think they brought in two really talented and good players. And then you could ask yourself the question, why do they leave? Now, the both of them have played
re-signed money. We've re-signed money
last season, and I think the both of them wanted to continue that journey of playing time. And I think they were able to play for us, but there's so much competition in the positions they play that they wouldn't play every minute of every single game. And then it was a good deal. It's a real good deal for us, and I think it's a good deal for Brentford, and it's also a good deal for the players. So everybody happy, unless they do too well on Sunday.
You admire the way
you could only laugh, man.
Yeah. You can see that their manager is there for a long time already. They in the last game against Crystal Palace, they could play a 4-4-2 and could play a 5-3-2, so they can change systems within a game. And I think that's hardly impossible if you work with a group for 3, 4, or 5 weeks, let alone maybe even after a year. It's still not possible because it's so difficult to bring the best out of them in one system. So if you can play two systems with them, yeah, you have to make the conclusion that Thomas Frank is doing a real good job over there for a lot of years already, and they played a real good first game as well as a good preseason. So it's going to be a challenge for us on Sunday again to play them.
Is Brentford going to be a tough game, brother? Are they going to be they won their first game, haven't they?
Yeah, they beat Palace 2-1, I believe.
Yeah, away as well, isn't it, or was it at home?
I think it was away. I think so. 100%. Can't remember. But yeah, Brentford is always tough for us, man. I'm kind of because you remember what we were talking about before about duels. This is going to be one game where we need to win our duels 100% because those guys are going to be doing long balls, and if like they beat us in a duel in the midfield, they will be launching balls. If we give them too much space, they'll be launching balls into the channel from Wembley and all that. And we can't have too much of that without our unambitious owners, where we don't have a proper six. So we definitely can't be having them having too much joy. So I think it will be a tough game, to be honest. Yeah.
100%, brother. Aaron says, hit the like button, people. It's for the algorithm. Please do that for me and Revenite. We're trying our best here. We're doing a great job for you guys, on obviously on all the social medias such as Twitch and X as well. Please, if you're on those platforms, come to the YouTube channel, subscribe. We're on the road to 2,000. Let's get there. Let's get this going on a consistent basis. I've been consistent in it, Revenite. I've been coming every day, right?
Yeah.
There you go. You guys need a shoulder to cry on. I'll be there. Well, why are FSC not giving no funds to build a team for Arnie Slot? Have you noticed that? I don't know if you noticed that, Revenite. Like every season is a transition season in the last 3 seasons, hasn't it? Like it's been transition every single time. Like it's weird.
Every season, man. Like when will we ever get this summer where we just add to the squad and get quality players?
Exactly, bro.
That never happens.
Yeah, we're in trouble, man. You know it, man. We're in trouble, man. Let's get back.
How has Jarrell Kwanzaa reacted since being taken off at half-time against Ipswich?
In a way you would expect the player to react. So I spoke to him immediately after the game. Spoke to him the day after on Sunday. And in the end of that conversation, he asked if he could train Sunday. So normally he should have done recovery. He wanted to train. And unfortunately, I think it was Tuesday that he picked up a bit of an injury, so he couldn't train on Wednesday. And let's see if he can train today. But he reacted in a way every player should react. But I don't think there was that much into it, although maybe the language was a problem, because what I said was he did not lose every duel, but he lost 1 or 2 important ones, and one of them was just before halftime. And from what's been told to me, it's like that I've said that he lost every duel, which he didn't. He did not do. We as a team lost too many duels, and he lost 1 or 2 as well. And this is also what I said to the team the day after. That it was not about Jarrell, that we as a team didn't do well. But in my opinion, the only threat at that moment from Ipswich was Dilap, and he won 1 or 2 important duels.
What do you think of that? The way he took off Kwanzaa? I don't know if I asked you that. Have I asked you that? I don't think I did. Do you think he done it in the right way?
To be honest, that's what I like, to be honest, because I asked that from Klopp sometimes, to be a bit more ruthless at half time or whatever. But Klopp was always very slow with his subs. He would do an occasional one, early one, but that was so rare. But I did enjoy that he did do that. And to be honest, he's right, because he didn't. When you look at his stats, his dual stats weren't that bad. But like you said, there was like a crucial couple that he lost that could have really cost us in that first half.
Yeah.
So, and it's funny. It's like Slot said he watched a lot of our games or training sessions. He should have been watching the press conferences, because that's what they always do. They take something you say and then they make it the most. So you seems a bit naive, to not be able to do that.
Yeah, spot on. Like what I've said yesterday, you was on the chat yesterday, and what I said was, like, I hope he's not only doing this to the young players. I hope the senior players get this as well. When they have a bad game, I hope he takes them off. Of course, You can't just pick on the obvious, if you know what I mean. Ravenite. The youngsters can take it, you know what I mean, because they just starting their careers. But if a senior player is having a bad game in the first half, and similar to what Kwanzaa was having, I don't think, like you said, he didn't have a bad game. It's just he just made a couple of mistakes that could have led to goals. That was the issue with Kwanzaa in the game. But he will learn from it. He's young in it. They're always going to learn from it. But like I said, what do you think about that? Do you think like senior players should not have a place in the team guaranteed if they're playing badly? If you know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree. I hope that he, has the same rules with all, because it's very easy. I think I've seen this at Ten Hag, where he always brings off the young players because it's like the easy, non-confrontational thing to do. You bring off the young player who's not going to argue with you. You bring up the senior player, it might cause a bit of an argument with the player. He might he might get angry or whatever. But yeah, it should be all players, because like at some points in the season last season, I remember Robbo was playing atrocious, and I was asking Klopp, please don't just keep playing him. Like you have to give like why would Simicast like give us the benefit of like, remember when we said with Gomez,
Yeah.
if like we've stuck with him, but like if a player's playing bad and he never gets the opportunity, and he sees this like person in front of him is just playing bad and keeps getting played, like they're not gonna have that loyalty then if you're just ignoring them, right? So
100%, bro, 100%. Is that how you say his name? Kavicha, isn't it? Kavicha. Yeah. Why not trying for Kavicha when we got Diaz, Gakpo in that position, or do you see him as more replacement that we get him? I don't think we're gonna get him the way we're performing in the transfer window. He's gonna be costing like 100 million. I don't know if you agree with that, Robin. I think it's a lot of money with that player.
Like any deal where it's like anywhere like above like 70 million is like I doubt that's gonna happen, especially this summer. It just seems like they don't want to do anything this summer. Like like you said earlier, they're arguing over 5 million with Zilly. Like what they're gonna sign this countryman for 100 to join him? Yeah, that doesn't sound like FSU to me, to be honest.
Crazy stuff, man. 100%. I like the player. Don't get me wrong, Bonkers. He's got potential to be one of the best wingers obviously in the world. But the thing with him is he's more of a left-sided winger. I mean, he cuts inside with his right foot. What we need on the right side is a left-footed winger that cuts in it. So the traditional winger days like John Barnes and Ryan Giggs and players like that doesn't exist anymore. In my humble opinion, we should be doing something like that from time to time. Wingers, if the games are not going right, let's get some crosses in the box for the likes of Darwin Núñez. You know what I mean? Maybe that will get us the goals that we're missing in those games when teams, drop back and make it difficult for us. If you know what I mean, Ravenite.
I agree, and I think because the game's gone so far in that direction, I feel like when we cross the ball, we're terrible at it because
because we don't do it, because we don't normally do it, bro. Not even in training.
Yeah, we don't. Like the only crossing we do is that these dumb deep crosses that will like don't reach the part of the box you want them to reach. Like if you're crossing from like further down from the right midfield, it's obviously not going to get into the right area for the forward to attack it. So like we don't get in the right areas to cross. But it's like that was a very frustrating part of Klopp's era, to be honest. Yeah, how we attack the box in general.
100%. Ravi says, I have no clue what Liverpool are doing. Neither have we. We're just coming over here, trying to like console everybody. Innit? That's what we're trying to do. What squad depth do we have, Eda? What can the likes of Trent, Salah, McAllister, Van Dijk teach people if there is no one there to teach? There's no one, mate. You just come back from a summer holiday, you know what I mean, from the Euros as well, and then you see the same players that you saw last summer holiday. You know what I mean? What the heck is this all about? It's crazy, man. It's not right.
They get back and there's just empty seats where there were young players that are just gone now. Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's beyond belief, man. That's that's not football, bro. I don't think these people understand the game. Like the way it works, in their country they do tradings in it, so they don't really spend money out of their pocket. It's just the wages and things like that. You know what I mean, Ravenite? That's I don't know if you're from there or anything like that, but that's how they go with their sport. So maybe they study it enough to understand, like, you got to spend money in football. If you don't, it's going to be a long, long season for you, man. If you know what I mean. Yeah. Big
Yeah,
up,
yeah.
big up, brother. Let's get back to that.
Get that strength out of their team by bringing in Ibu.
And you sold a couple of younger players this transfer window. Some fans might be concerned that you might be letting some promising talent go a little too soon. Do you understand where they're coming from?
Yeah, that's always a difficult one because young players want to play as well, and if they want to develop, they have to play. And it's always like this. So they come through the ranks of the youth academy, and either then you're good enough to play for us many minutes, or you're still not there, or there's too much competition in your position. And I think still this team, with what we have a lot of homegrown players, and one of them, trainer only, is also training with us on a daily basis, but only 17 yet. So this club will always bring good youngsters, and it's always a challenge to find the right moment, either to play them, or if they've played quite a lot of minutes, they want to make the next step in their career. And if that is not possible because Virgil van Dijk is playing here, or Mo Salah is playing here, or all the other top players are playing here, then it's the best for them and also for the club to let them go, because you always want to take care of your own interest, but you also have a responsibility to the players. And if they want,
Ravenite, in regards to Virgil van Dijk and Mo Salah at their age, where do you stand with that? Like, with contract terms, like, what would you give them if you was like a owner or, you know, part of the football club? Do you give them an extension, or do you just say wait to the end of the season, see how you perform, and then we decide from there? But that by that time, anyway, the players probably spoke to other clubs anyway.
Yeah. I think they should have got the contract sorted because we got too much turmoil and changes in the club already. I think you just, for me, I probably would have given them both like a 2 years plus one, and if they're deteriorating on the second year, then you don't do the 1 year extension, and you let them go. You let them go after 1 year, or you get rid of them in January, get their money back. But
Yeah.
I think, yeah, this is like the problem is it's like if we were an ambitious club, we may have already been in a better position. We would have had a centre back that's been here for years, already learning. We would have had a right winger.
It's like the old days, you know. Older fans would remember this one. Like, you know what we used to do in the 70s and 80s, bro. Like, because we couldn't spend money, so we had to play it. You know, they were way, you know, the boot room, they were way ahead of their time. If you don't know, Revenant, if you don't know about the boot room, go and look at it, bro. It was, I think they were way ahead of their time. What they used to do is, so they don't spend a lot of money, is they had players in the first team. We had a lot of scousers, don't get me wrong, obviously. We had a lot of, like, McDermott is a scouser, you know, Jimmy Case, all these guys. There were scousers in it. People don't know Tommy Smith. But the thing was, Samuel Lee, sorry, as well. What they used to do is they used to buy the players young, you know, in a certain position. Say, like, we had Roger Hunt, goal scoring machine. We go look down the lower leagues and see who's scoring a lot of goals in the lower leagues. So we bought Ian Rush, if you know what I mean, something like that. And then, or you know, Kevin Keegan, etc. So this is what we used to do. So what we used to do is get the youngsters, buy them from these clubs, and then stick them in the reserves. Remember, they used to say in the old days, I don't know if you old enough to remember, they used to say Liverpool has two teams, which is the first team and the second team in Liverpool. They used to exclude Everton, innit? So they used to joke about like that. Liverpool has only two teams, and it's the first team and the reserve team. So what we used to do is put those youngsters in the reserves while we're building their confidence, their physique, you know, the way Liverpool plays. The older players are there. So when the older players are still there, they had a resale value around 28, 29, innit? So what we used to do around that time is sell them on. The younger players come through in the same position because they learn under that, you know, the previous player, and then take over. And then you just basically continuing that success, if you know what I mean, brother. So you don't really need to spend a lot of money. You just got to play it smart. Under the tutelage of those players, you will improve because you're doing a similar thing as they're doing. It's a good way to save money. It's a smart way to, you know, challenge for titles because, you know, nothing changes, does it really? If you're winning the league on in a consistent basis, and if you're winning Europe in a consistent basis, you know what I mean, then you just gotta keep it going, don't you? Really?
Yeah. It's yeah. That's a tough one because of like how football's changed, right? Like maybe in those days you could afford to have like the second player like the second player learning in the background. I think that still happens to an extent.
Yeah.
But I think like the football, like the pressure the managers are under and all of that to get results and all that, like I think like
The reason, the reason I'm saying that is because these owners, this is their football club. They don't want to move. We can't move them. We can't do anything. But
Yeah.
why can't they play it that smart way then? If you're gonna do something, if you know what I mean, play it like that.
Oh, yeah,
Then
that is definitely a way they could do it. Yeah,
you don't
but
spend, so you could do something like that.
yeah, that should be what they're doing, which is why like all these youngsters getting sold makes no sense because like we're keeping some of them, but we're not keeping some others because they want playing time. But like we should be able to give them enough playing time that they want to stay because
Exactly.
then how we like when these other guys go, but these guys don't spend. So what's the hell's happening? Like we're not doing anything. We're not keeping young players to take over. We're not buying new players that are, that will come in and they can play bench for a season and come in. But if we're not doing either. So what they're going to do is wait for them to leave and then replace them with that one player. But then we don't have the backup again, so it just stays the same.
Exactly, bro. It's madness, bro. It's madness, man. I don't know what to say anymore. I really, I mean,
Yeah.
Steve says FSG are the only skimp billionaires I know when it comes to squad investment at Liverpool, and they have invested 3 billion in the PGA franchise. Makes sense. Man. They're not interested in our sport, bro. I remember when I was a kid, we used to say, "Hope." When we used to watch American sports, back in the day, bro. No offense to Americans, we're talking about the rich people, the people everybody hates, and we all hate rich, you know what I mean, and the politicians and all that stuff. I always used to say, I hope our sport doesn't become this. I hope they don't buy into our sports, and now they have. Oh man, it's a long day, man. It's a long
Yeah,
day.
no, I was worried when they started coming into the sport that they're gonna like, the original scares were like they're gonna make it like playoffs and all that, and start changing everything. And I think they like Todd Bowie tried to test the waters with that whatever North versus South game. That was
Yeah,
a
the All-Star stuff, man. Oh
yeah,
my
yeah.
god. Oh
And
my
it's like
goodness.
they get rejected, but like as generation after generation,
That,
will this
no,
be
you know
like
what, like what you just said, Ravi. Sorry, Ravina. You know what you just said. They always test the waters. They gotta test it and see the reaction. So they will be persistent with it until the fans cave in eventually. You know what I mean, when things are so bad, things like that will become a good thing eventually. Do you get what I'm saying, brother? So now, like,
yeah.
we can't even celebrate goals until we know it's a goal. You know what I mean? Even that we know it's onside. I mean, so when things like that frustrate us, the All-Star League and all the Super Leagues will be like something we're just gonna say, okay, you know what I mean? It can't get worse than what it's getting now. You get what I'm saying, bro? So they're very good at that. They're very, very good at that. That's what I've noticed about these people, man.
Yeah, it's spot on. Yeah, I think like generation after generation, the resistance get less, so they keep
Mm-hmm.
trying things, and they may get like a small minor thing here or there, and eventually,
Mm-hmm.
like it's like you let them get one thing, and then the thing keeps growing.
Exactly, bro. Hit the thumbs up and subscribe, please, everyone in the chat, live chat, please. Yeah. If you're watching on other platforms such as Twitch and X, please come to the YouTube channel, subscribe. We're not going to stream it there all the time, so just come to the YouTube, subscribe. We're going to be on tonight around 9:30 as well. Nurabits, my partner in crime, is going to be obviously hosting. We've got the panel show, review show as well, so please tune into that at 9:30. Hi, Fuzzy. Hi, Muslim brothers and sisters. Assalamu alaikum. How are you doing? And hate and Islamophobic and racism. 100%, bro. I agree with everything you say, bro. Everything you say. We don't want to hate. We want to all be sticking together. That's the whole point.
Want to play somewhere and it's not possible for us and they're not happy with 500 or 600 minutes because these youngsters didn't play much Premier League games. They played a few games in the cup. Then you have to, in my opinion, let them develop somewhere else.
Thank you. Carl, on the centre back situation, is it a case of 3 players competing for one place alongside Virgil, or do you see different players coming in like on Saturday, different jobs for each to do?
Virgil came in 3 weeks ago, and in my opinion, he made a lot of impact when he came back. So he made a lot of impacts in all these years he played here. But me working with him, he's shown how much he cares about the team and how good he is. But for him, and the same with Mo, like all the others, they still have to bring their performances in. So in my opinion, there are 4 players having competition for 2 positions. But at this moment, it's clear that Virgil is playing, and he's also going to play on Sunday if he's fit.
And you selected Berg as the 6. I guess probably not a position he's played greatly throughout his career. What do you see as his qualities for that role for your team?
I think he brings in certain qualities which we like in that position, but he only played 2 games in that position, and he did it in both times really well. So against United, he played well. 3 games though, against Sevilla and against Ipswich. Now, only one of them was a game that matters in terms of a Premier League game. So he has a lot to prove in that position still. But first games he did well. But like with all of them, it's not about the individual. It's always what the team around them do for him to play a good game. Because if all the other 10 would have played shit at Ipswich, I don't think Ryan would have been able to play a great game. What he has is he has running capacity, so he can keep on running. He has a night height, and he's really comfortable with the ball. So he has some attributes that he could play in that position, but still a lot to prove for him, as for all the others. And we have other options in that position as well. So,
what do you think of Gravenberch, bro, playing in that position in number 6? Are you like happy with it, or are you still like holding back on that?
Yeah, for me, I was happy with his performance overall, but it's like you're kind of like, I wouldn't mind him as like a second option. Like if he was the cup, like, or the cup or the second string, I wouldn't mind. But I still think we need a DM. I just think that when we get to those big games, I think it's going to be too much for him. I think like Ipswich was okay for him. I think playing the bottom side, he'll be fine. But I think in general, I think against the bigger teams, he will get overwhelmed. So I still think a 6 needed, man.
100%, because the physicality will affect him eventually. I mean, when teams are physical, I mean, and he hasn't got that physique that can handle things like that. If you know what I mean, he hasn't got that fear factor. You know what I mean? If you want a DM, that DM has to have the fear factor. I've never seen a team win the league without that kind of DM.
Yes.
Without that kind of DM, if you know what I mean. If you look at the history of the Premier League and all that stuff. Carry on. Say that again, bro.
No, I was just saying, I agree. You need your DM to have a bit of like physicality or strength. Yeah, it's like he doesn't have that. Yeah.
Ravi says the real question: what do Liverpool see as real priorities? Then we could answer that, bro.
I think like FSG just have a mindset of just do as well as you can with the squad you have. I don't think that they really have I think as long as you're in the top 4, that's all they care about. I think that's their priorities. I think if you ask different people, obviously like Arne Slot probably wants to win as much as he can. And he will believe that, and the players will want that as well. But there always comes a point where with what you believe and what actually happens, there's always a point where you hit a wall if you don't have the strength of squad. I think that's going to happen again, sadly.
Big up, brother. Let me read this one. Arne Slot will gain experience as a manager at Liverpool and will leave to go to another club or be sacked if games don't go his way. FSG, scapegoat. With Arne Slot, it's like what Uncle Rod said. Please go subscribe to Uncle Rod and follow him in all the social medias. And plus, when he does live, please go on the chat and help him out as well. Just like Frank Carlisle, please, and 12 Man, Bejan Barnes, etc. All these guys, Quasi, they work hard, guys. They work hard. Great people, man. Great people. Go and support them, please. About Arne Slot, it's what Uncle Rod said. Like he's in a win-win situation in regards to if he gets sacked, he's got that CV. He's coached Liverpool Football Club, like that con man, Brendan Rodgers. So he'll have that. So big clubs will be looking at him when they're looking for a manager. If he wins things at Liverpool, the biggest teams in the world is going to chase him. So he's not going to lose either way, guys, if you know what I mean. So he's in a good place for himself. Managing Liverpool is a good CV for a lot of people. It's like, when you have a job, when you're looking for a job and you got, something, you work for, a big company, and they look at that, that's what they're going to hire for. That's what they're going to hire you for, right or not, Revenant?
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, you got that on your CV, and yeah, he's got plenty of what do you call it? Plausible deniability of why he failed. Like he's easy people to blame. So I imagine he'll get a lot of leeway if things go wrong, because when your manager doesn't get back in the first transfer window, I mean, what more can you say without
Exactly, bro. Exactly, bro. Abdul says we are a stepping stone club with FSG. FSG have no ambition. Yeah, they never did. They're businessmen, guys. They're here for investments only. They're investors. They're nothing more. If you look at their history, that's what they do. They don't care about winning trophies. It's not in their brain like us. They just want to invest and get something in return. That is it. You know what I mean? Now everybody around the world. Before they were at Liverpool Football Club, not many people. Did you know about FSG? I didn't. Now they're in a worldwide club called Liverpool Football Club. Everybody knows about them now. So they've already marketed themselves to the highest level of international football and beyond that as well. So they've done what they've done what they came for, guys. They've done what they came for, man.
Interesting competition in many positions. Yeah.
Just on Joe Gomez, can I check then? Is your understanding is you expect him to be here for this season? You're not expecting any movement on that?
At this moment, I'm expecting everyone to be here. But you're maybe even longer in football than I am. Looking at you, a little bit older than me. Yeah.
Over the James Pierce. Wow.
So everything can change. One thing I know for sure, Tony is longer in football than me. That's it.
Big up, man. He's already taking the piss out of James Pierce. I like that. Ravi. Revenant. I like that, man. I really like. You know what I mean? Nothing's better than taking the piss out of James Pierce, is it, Revenant?
Yeah, we'll take the James Pierce shots. Yeah, it's very funny.
Yeah, let's get back to the chat, and then we're going to be off, guys. I hope you enjoyed this, man. Thank you, Revenant, anyway, mate, in advance. So yeah, don't go anywhere. We're obviously still on the stream. We're going to just talk about the chat and just discuss something before we go. Yeah, let's go, people. Let's go. Here we go. We're both here. We're back. You know what I mean? We're back in the screen. I haven't learned a lot about that press conference. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Other than he's talking about Gravenberch playing in that number 6. He plays 3 times, and he's doing all right. But like you said, physicality is gonna be the thing that's gonna be probably holding him back in the future as well.
I think the only thing we really learned was. I don't think anyone knew about was the Kwanzaa knock or whatever it was. That was that was one of the big things that came out, because I think everyone just thought he was fine, right? So
yeah. People think because he took him off in the other game, he's having a go at him and anything like that. It's just a knock, guys. He could be available for the next game as well. Question: what's going on with the Costas? My personal opinion, we should keep him. He's very reliable when he's played. Listen, I'm not one of those fans that say sell Simicaz or anything like that. I'm a firm believer, when he plays consistently, he plays good. It's when you start mucking about with him, you know what I mean? 1 minute he's playing, next minute he's not, and a longer period of time he's not playing at all. That's when his confidence goes down. It's like everything in life. If you don't get that trust from someone, your form, you're gonna feel useless, aren't you, Revenant? And that's what's happened to Costas. Each time he's playing well, they take him off and put Robertson back on. I don't believe in Robertson. I don't believe in Robertson should have played in the last game, in my opinion. I thought Costas throughout the summer camp in America and all that stuff, and when he came back over here, played against Seville, I thought he was playing. I thought he was in a great form. I honestly thought he was in a great form.
Yeah, I agree. I thought he was going to start as well, and I wouldn't have played Robertson either. And we definitely can't sell Simicas now because you're going to sell him you're going to loan him or sell him with 8 days to go. Are you mad?
Yeah.
Like, we can't be giving ourselves any more work to do. Like, these guys, if you sell Simicas and Gomez like they've been rumored, that would be an absolute disaster because like you're giving, they say they're going to sign one player. That's mad. You're getting rid of backups in 2 positions and you're carrying one player.
Crazy, man. They're not us, man. That's why. Big up Uncle Rods. Please go and subscribe to Uncle Rods. He's going to be on tonight with us, so please tune in at 9:30 tonight. Yes, Ari. Yes, Ari. The toughest pill to swallow from this window is that we won't have a strong enough squad to compete in all 4 competitions, as we discussed earlier, which is necessary. Considering it's unnecessary, which is that's what I meant to say, which is unnecessary considering it's difficult to win Premier League and Champions League. 100%. What do you think of that, brother?
Yeah, I've always had a problem with this that we leave our squad too thin because like this is always comes as the thing that's like spoiled these FFG fans. They're like when Klopp was here, I was always angry because a lot of the years we tossed away the cups, and I'm like. I thought we Liverpool were the big club. We're supposed to be going for everything, but they always seem to find an excuse.
Yeah.
Well, we don't have the squad to go for everything, so let's just concentrate on the league and the Champions League. And then it's like, but that's the whole point. You aim for all of them because if you fail in the others, then you have something to fall back on.
Yeah.
So then it's not a terrible season, which is what happens the couple of seasons where we failed to Man City because it's Man City and this is what they do. Well, at least we had some of the cups to fall back on. We didn't have a completely barren season.
Spot on, brother. Spot on. Big up Ari, by the way. Thanks for coming on, brother. Did he say shit? I think he did, Big up Anfield Raw. Big up, brother. Big up, man. Thanks for coming on as always. Fozzy and the chat, listen to Arnie. He isn't giving anything away. I am fine with Gravenberch. I can see Rabiot being linked, though. Rabiot is 29 years old. I don't think, these guys actually fancy that kind of age, if you know what I mean. I don't think Marco Edwards go for that age, does he, really, Ravenite?
No, it just doesn't, this doesn't make any sense. Because I think he's argued with Rabiot before, and he's got the drama around with his mum and all that, with the engaging and all that, and then he's not that good of a player to get all that drama in for. Like, if you're gonna do that with a player, they better be like one of the better players. Like, if he's just an average player, what's the point?
That's true, 100%. Anfield Ross says to Ravi, we have a great squad already. People acting like our players have one leg or something. This is a strong squad. I'm not worried at all. It's only going to get better. The only thing is Anfield Raw. The issue that we have is the injury-prone players. That's the problem, bro. There's too many of them, and there's not enough backup. That's the issue we all have, brother.
We have one right winger. We have we lost a centre back. We have how many? We have 3
Thiago, don't forget as well.
Yeah, that wants to go on loan. We have a old 6, an older player playing at 6 that the manager doesn't rate, and we have someone that's not really a 6. So we have 0 6s technically.
Exactly.
If you want to count it like how the manager.
It's a good squad in normal circumstances, but it's not a good squad to keep up with the top 2. If it makes sense, what I'm saying. I mean, you need more than that to keep up with the likes of Arsenal and City. So we can do something, but in the latter stages of the season, we ain't got that players that's gonna get us over the line like last season. Look how long we've been like top of the Premier League majority of the season. What let us down? The players that got injured at the end. So it's not a new thing with Liverpool Football Club having these type of players. It's the last 5 to 6 years we've had the same issues with the same players that's been it. So if you're expecting a miracle, they're gonna like stay fit throughout the season, then that's on you. You know what I mean? But in my opinion, in Revelat's opinion, we're saying we still need strength and depth because a few players have left that's been part of the first team, integral part of the first team, and they haven't been replaced so far. Yeah, so, you know what I mean? So Thiago leaving and Matip leaving, is a big thing, man. Obviously, Thiago hasn't played a lot, but you saw him in the previous seasons what he can produce at the end of the day. All right, Revenite, where can people find you, bro?
Yeah, so at the moment I haven't got the channel going, so I guess you could just find me on Twitter, and I'll probably be on I'll be in the chats on other shows or whatever, and if anyone gets me on, I'll be on other shows. I don't know if I sometimes go on Bayesians or I go on 12th Man sometimes.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll be about.
Big up, brother, man. Thanks for coming on. I appreciate that, bro. Like, I like you guys coming on here, you know what I mean? And, showing me the support and all that stuff, man. You know what I mean? The least I can do is get you guys on and we could just chat about it as well, if you know what I mean?
Yeah, big up, Fozzy.
Yeah. Anfield Raw says, accept some injuries, Fozzy, but we have depth. The title challenge may happen and we have a key strength. We score goals. Just believe we are young and hungry. Anyone added, I'll be overjoyed. Yeah, okay. Good point. Brilliant point, Anfield Raw. 100%, brother. All right, guys. Me and Rebel are going to be leaving, but we will be back tonight. Big up, Cedric, man. Just come on in the last second of the damn stream. Well, how dare you, man? How dare you, Cedric?
Last second dropping.
You know what I mean, man? Come on. Yeah, we'll be back tonight at 9:30 with the gang. We're going to be obviously discussing the preview show against Brentford. So tune in and, have your say in the chat as well. Take care, everybody. Please like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget that, yeah? Please like, share, and subscribe. If you're on other social medias, YouTube is where it is, people. YouTube. We need you in there. You know what I mean? Just read out the last comment. Big up Fozzy for a great stream. Big up, brother. Big up. Having a last say. You see that? Oh, I get you now, Cedric. I get you. You hide for the whole stream, and then you just pop down and say, I did my bit for the channel. Okay. I'll get you back for that, Cedric. I'll get you back for that. Take care, Revelat, bro. Thank you for today, bro. Thank you, yeah? Take care, bro.
Thanks, Bobby.